Loop Capital downgrading Home Depot and Lowe's from a buy to a hold, due in part to significant supply chain risks. They're also cutting Home Depot's price target from $370 to $325, which is $8 below where it's trading today. The stock is down 1%, so is Lowe's. But Loop Director of Research Laura Champagne says she was reluctant to do so, and she reluctantly joins me now. Laura, it's great to see you. And is this a valuation call, or is this more about the business fundamentals?
It's more about the business fundamentals and the business fundamentals looking forward. So we raised our rating on these stocks about 18 months ago. So they've essentially doubled since then. So I've got to think about from today what's likely to happen. And even though demand seems strong, we see real issues with in-stock positions in stores. And we're concerned that inflation, including on supply chain issues, may persist into next year, and that may push the Fed's hand. I just don't want to be left holding the bag once this cycle turns down.
So if you're concerned about the Fed's response, does that mean it's a macro slowdown that manifests at Home Depot and Lowe's, or is it more that these particular companies are going to face a profit margin squeeze or the lack of inventory because of supply issues?
They're both concerns. So the macro concerns are really about next year, because right now, with home prices just skyrocketing, demand seems very strong, but I am concerned about their ability to meet that demand. In our store checks for both chains earlier this week, we couldn't even get someone in to talk about inflation until a month out. And we're seeing out of stocks in key categories like tools. There are lots of interesting things happening with seasonal. I'm worried about their performance this quarter, the October quarter, and then the macro concerns really come into play next year, I think.
So let's talk about this quarter for a moment and why you cut your price target on Home Depot. This one, you're concerned that they are setting their stores for Christmas after Lowe's. Why does that jump out to you?
Because I think that the supply chain issues have been widely reported, and that people may be in the market for those seasonal goods sooner than they normally would. And once you buy that artificial tree, once you buy that yard art, you're done. So if Lowe's is stocked now, then I think they might be able to recapture demand that never gets around to Home Depot. I did hear from some supply chain checks that perhaps Lowe's has set its entire holiday assortment already. If they can't continue to get product in, that creates problems. But right now, Lowe's stores look better than Home Depot's to us.
And do you think that Home Depot is waiting for any deliberate reason, or simply because maybe they don't have the supply yet?
If there is a concern that you get your initial trucks and you can't send new trucks to stores every couple of weeks the way they normally do, maybe they're holding off for that reason. Home Depot usually does everything it does on purpose, not on accident, and they're pretty in control of their own fate. But that may be different this year, given just issues at every stage of the supply chain, whether it's having enough containers or having enough trucks to drive from DC to DC.
It is fascinating. And now on my drive home today, I want to look and see, check out what's going on there. Laura, thanks for joining us to explain this call. We really appreciate it.